Here it is, the long-awaited date when you go on a trip. It does not matter how long it will last, one day, several weeks, or months. The main thing is that you return back with vivid impressions, a charge of strength and energy. But minor or major troubles on the road can happen to anyone, so we advise you not to lose your head, but heed the advice of experienced travelers and observe at least the minimum safety and common sense requirements. First, do not pay up front and check the information. Thousands of tourists from all over the world annually become victims of their own gullibility and desire to save money. Most often, inexperienced travelers fall into the traps of scammers who rent non-existent housing to them for modest money. Having paid for your accommodation, you can easily find yourself with your suitcases in front of the garage door in some empty lot. Do not make an advance payment in full, then even in the worst-case scenario, you will only lose the deposit. Second, get a body bag for documents. One of the most common troubles for travelers is the loss of documents. To be without a passport and driver's license, it is not necessary to become a victim of thieves. Tourists often forget bags with documents themselves in cafes, on the beach or in museums. A small pouch for documents that will be attached to your belt and easily hidden under your shirt will be the best remedy for forgetfulness. You can also put credit cards in there. Third, use copies of documents. Unless absolutely necessary, it is better not to carry the original documents with you at all, leave them in a safe place or put them away. Use notarized or even regular copies. Law enforcement officers are mostly loyal to tourists and may not even be asked to show the originals. Additionally, you can take pictures of documents on the phone. It's not just about the passport. Get electronic copies of insurance, driver's license, and even prescriptions from a doctor if you suffer from serious illnesses. Fourth, do not keep money and documents together. Our advice: do not keep money and documents in one place. Parting with a certain amount through the efforts of clever pluckers, of course, is also a shame, but restoring lost documents is much longer and more troublesome. In this case, you will definitely have to forget about a calm, measured rest. Fifth, change money prompt. Even if you plan to mainly pay by card during your trip, it is useful to have at least some cash with you for small purchases and settlements. Here it is important to remember that money needs to be changed. Of course, it will be possible to change money upon arrival. There are currency exchange offices at airports and train stations, but their exchange rate is usually not very favorable. If you don't want to overpay, take care of the exchange in advance. Sixth, do not carry large amounts of cash with you. If you go to popular tourist centers, there are unlikely to be problems with ATMs there. There are always more cash hunters than those who want to contact you for credit cards. It is also better to avoid large bills and pay with them only in trusted places, and leave a trifle for souvenir shops. Seventh, take care of the favorable tariff for the phone. Every year, mobile operators show more and more loyalty to subscribers traveling abroad and offer profitable options and special tariffs. It is often much more profitable to purchase a SIM card upon arrival in the destination country. You may even get nice bonuses as a new subscriber. Eighth, do not forget about veterinary certificates. Are you used to traveling with the whole family, including four-legged friends? To prevent your pet from being stopped at the last moment at the border, make sure that you have prepared all the necessary documents and certificates. Pay special attention to the terms of issue and the period of validity. Veterinary certificates are not at all unlimited, so it is better to make an appointment with a specialist shortly before the planned date of the trip. Ninth, write down useful contacts. In the era of the internet, it seems that any information will always be at hand. But the circumstances may be different. The phone tends to discharge or break at the most crucial moment, not to mention the fact that it can simply be lost. Make a list of useful contacts for yourself. Let it be the address and phone number of the consulate of your country, several phone numbers of relatives, the address of your temporary residence, hotel or rented apartment, a couple of taxi services, and an emergency number. 10th, collect a first aid kit. We do not urge you to carry medicines with you for all occasions, but you will be grateful for your own foresight if you take a Band-Aid, antipyretics, remedies for headaches, heartburn and poisoning. Poor health can be caused not only by infection, but also by acclimatization. However, it is always good to have a proven remedy on hand. True, it is worth clarifying the rules for transporting drugs in luggage. 11th, take warm clothes and comfortable shoes. Even if you go to warm countries, you are unlikely to have enough only a swimsuit and slates. The weather is sometimes unpredictable, and looking for warm clothes in the middle of the resort is not the best thing to do. A pair of long-sleeve sweaters won't take up much space in your suitcase, but they will help out in case of an unexpected cold snap. Do not forget about your favorite sneakers. Hiking in them will be much more pleasant than in beach shoes. 12th. Check out the theory of 6 handshakes. Have you heard of this theory? Going on a long journey through an unfamiliar country, it is worth testing this theory in action. Talk to your friends, maybe an acquaintance of your second cousin's great-niece lives somewhere nearby? We do not urge you to go to her guests, but sometimes advice or help, albeit through the fifth hands of a familiar person, is more useful than dozens of articles, reviews and recommendations. 13th. Stock up on cards. Perhaps in an unfamiliar area you feel like a fish in water and have been able to determine the direction from the stars, wind and moss since childhood, but sometimes it is useful to have a map of the area at hand. Downloading maps to your phone won't hurt either. You definitely shouldn't rely solely on free city Wi-Fi. 14th. Download useful apps. You're definitely going to be labeled a dark and out-of-date person if you don't download a couple of trendy and useful travel apps. Find and book accommodation, call a taxi, build a route, purchase tickets, choose a cafe, explain yourself in an unfamiliar language. All this can be done using applications. But we advise you not to download them on the last night, but to check in advance to find the most convenient option. 15th. Be careful with national cuisine. Coming to another country and not trying something from the local cuisine is simply unforgivable. But not everything can be eaten without consequences for the body. If you're not used to spicy, overly spicy foods, or if you're allergic to certain foods, try experimenting in moderation. Before you taste cockroaches, spiders and snails, read the reviews of other travelers. Also, be careful when choosing an institution. We advise you to focus not on appearance, but on popularity among locals.
Thank you for watching. We hope you use these tips in your travels, and you can add your recommendations in the comments below to the video. Subscribe to the channel and go on a trip around the world with our quiz. You won't get bored with us.